everyone, Comic Reviewer here, this time doing my first horror review of the year, and this one is on the 1987 film Dolls. Now, as you know, Dolls is a 1987 American horror film directed by Stuart Gordon, and also written by Ed Nara. Now, the premise of the film is meant to be about Jodie, who is this imaginative, happy-go-lucky child who is basically spending her summer at England with her uncaring father, David, and her selfish stepmother, Rosemary. And you can kind of tell David can barely tolerate Jodie. You can tell he's quick to believe himself to kind of be in the right when he's not, and you can kind of tell Rosemary is a bit more like selfish, hypocritical, and everything else, and it's kind of shown that David is only in a relationship with her just because of her money. And once the car kind of stops in the middle of a sort of mansion house in the middle of nowhere, you can kind of tell they start questioning it. But once they do meet two toy makers, Gabriel and Hillary, you can tell they are quick to be like welcome them in, let them have a meal, show them around the house, and you do appreciate the old classical toys, like, you know, toys from people's childhood, toys that have been around, and so on. And we're also introduced to other people who come to the house, like Ralph Morris, who is played by Stephen Lee, known for playing in Robot Cop 2 as Officer Duffy. And you've got two English punk rockers who are basically just added in there for the kind of extra character effect. And the premise of the movie is obviously simple. It's about appreciating toys from your childhood, as well as appreciating about being a parent. Because we've seen parents at shopping centres, we've seen them at picnics, they either get annoyed with the kids, they obviously believe the parents are always in the right, even though being about a parent is about mostly being patient with the kids, about basically accepting, like, you know, you were a kid yourself, so you could kind of understand it. And at the same time, we do see that Jodie and Ralph do become inseparable. You can tell Ralph is a bit more appreciating the toys of the childhood, is a bit more open about it, and we kind of see how the toys come alive, and how it's mostly about those who appreciate childhood and that are spared, and those who don't get paid the price for it. And I would say it's not really a horror movie. It does feel like a film with a cautionary tale about appreciating childhood, as well as learning to become a better parent. Because I think the idea about the father good and mother's bad thing hasn't been done before, and I think films like Creed, Final Space, and that have done it. And I kind of feel the whole kind of father's bad, mother's good thing is a trope that's been done so many times. And I think it's that thing that's just added in there to kind of make mothers look like the good guys. And yeah, pretty much with the film being 77 minutes, you can tell they really knew what they were trying to go for. They were trying to go with a movie that was going to be a horror movie, but really comes off with a film with a cautionary tale about appreciating childhood and about becoming a better parent, all kind of understanding that, yeah, you were a kid yourself, so you could kind of understand it. And I know originally Stuart Gordon really wanted to do a sequel that later never happened. So I think it was better that this film didn't get a sequel, because the film ended on a good note about Jodie finally having a father that she could have had. And yeah, the message was always there. So I kind of feel Dolls is a bit of a hit and miss, where most of the cast are mostly no-namers. What's interesting, the actress who played Jodie would later become a lawyer in criminal defense. So obviously showing that her 50 minutes of fame ended, but became something more successful. And I would say the movie definitely deserves a thumbs up. It's a movie with a cautionary tale and a bit more saying appreciating childhood and the toys you had as a kid. As I remember the toys I had as a kid, like Power Rangers, Pokemon, Beast Wars, and so on. And I remember also getting toys for my younger sister Tilly, like a Tiki plush toy from Miraculous Ladybug. So I think Dolls definitely is a good film and I recommend it. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.